Hello there. I appreciate you checking out my channel. If you would want to receive more updates like this, please subscribe and follow. Alright, let's dive into the Paul Heyman has been steadfast over the past 4 years. Roman Reigns insists on maintaining his unfaltering trust and acting as a wise counselor alongside. The stage is set for Reigns' monumental return. Prepared for the return of Heyman, who is anticipated to become a part of the initial tribe. But Paul, the chief, may have a considerably additional weight of duty pressing down on him, now that Roman has the ability to give him a covert operation on Raw regardless of the captain of the ship came back to lead solo lessons, reclaim the crown by teaching Cena a lesson that were his to begin with. The game of numbers is facing an uphill battle, Roman. It would appear that Reigns is on his own in his fight against his family's lineage, demand from his distant brothers the absolute, those he formerly referred to as family, to create a personal army to announce a conflict versus the group led by C. There is a decent chance that he might transmit Paul has from Monday night to Heyman's hungry and determined in order to make amends with his ex. If Reigns' right-hand man were to beg Mon to stop by Juso and shed light on, subsequent to all that has transpired surrounding the family tree recent times when working alone, the deceiving ascent of the sea to the formation of a family tree, the first head of the tribe would be able to communicate with the master, seeking assistance in his continuing struggle against the gang led by Solo Sikoa. A possible Wiseman's trip to Raw might serve as an impetus for the restoration of wounds and reconciliation. Bring the divided Bros. It has the potential to opening the door for Juso's comeback to SmackDown. The return of Roman Reigns to his former partner, probably the ex-assistant in command. Initial stride towards the eagerly anticipated revitalization of the original lineage, prior to the most awaited civil war between the factions of Reigns and C and Roman, unleash the power of Reigns' ultimate objective that prompted his return to WWE. The Roman Empire lapsed into a hiatus after, due to his loss at WrestleMania XL, Solo Sikoa has sneakily took over his role and assumed leadership of the family tree. He was also the one who, the same young faction's leadership, however, he asserted his status as the emerging tribal leader, head of the WWE division, with Reigns making a quick return at. It appears that SummerSlam has finally let his final objective underlying his successful regain control of the situation, seems to have gone back to try to get his role as the first chief of the tribe, and to bring the Ayala's legacy back to life, that Solo Sikoa ruined when he wasn't around. Also, the ex-undisputed WWE back at it again. The Universal Champion was on the hunt for payback for Sikoa's treachery and his wicked plan to wipe off the NY family's impeccable reputation. Roman, the apparent primary goal of Reigns is to displace the 31-year-old celebrity from that he had rightfully claimed as his own, was bound to happen eventually when, on SmackDown, a great civil war breaks out. Perhaps you've heard rumblings of it somewhere. All of scenery, the mood at WWE Raw, electrifying, with spectators begging for the repercussions. Opening night of SummerSlam began with a return to the bloodlines at signature entrance. Roman exudes an air of powerfulness, demanded admiration and focus. However, this evening, something new emerged in the air. Is typically accompanied by the Solo Sikoa and USOs made their debut during his family's absence, ignited instant interest from WWE. Who were they? Universe. And Roman's plans when it rained was positioned at the heart of the arena. With the help of the microphone, the audience let up a raucous cheer that alcohol and cheers the Roman drenched. He didn't reveal anything by his expression. With the microphone held aloft, he slashed through the din with a knife-like precision. What are you all wondering? I know. Reigns started to walk slowly. Where had gone my who are relatives, who are alone, and who are wise? Wow, the audience sang along with the chorus of low volume. The stakes on the field. Sense that they aren't present, Roman, then paused again to give the words time to soak in. Within the context of caring for loved ones, company, although the sage is currently engaged in objective, this declaration captivated all caught unawares unwaveringly faithful Paul Heyman. Roman's ciliary rule had already begun. Disappeared on an enigmatic mission, leaving behind questions about, and could you please explain the purpose of this mission? Hidden mission commences behind the scenes. It was seen that Paul Heyman left the arena with his customary air of calmness supplanted self-assurance, self-reliance. It was obvious that the jobs that Roman had given him was crucial aspect that has the potential to change the power dynamic in the WWE show abruptly ended when Heyman exited the arena. Heyman was in the middle of a pre-recorded segment, elegant black SUV being escorted to a party, confidential sight, the camera's attention, look on his face as a fleeting uncertainty, which was swiftly supplanted by his distinctiveness resolved when the vehicle accelerated. Heyman stepped outside a five-star hotel. His gaze swept across the surroundings, as if looking for a companion. He stepped into the inn and rode the elevator to the very top. Floored, his expression anxious, he'd managed to get to the penthouse. With a little ajar, the door was slightly ajar and Heyman took a long breath, opened it and entered a conference where an elderly adversary within the penthouse level sitting relaxed on a faux leather sofa. In contrast to the monstrous Brock Lesnar, Emmanuel reviewed his facial expression, lost in the chaos of Lesnar's dispatch, had a profound impact on the WWE. What on earth was Heyman up to in this situation? He is on the verge of reconciling with his ex. He was greeted by his voice by customer Paul Lesnar. Rude with an undertone of being known nodding, Brock Heyman responded. Little while he walked over to the sofa. The two men were visibly tense with one another. Nonetheless, an unfamiliar feeling of bond formed through the course of many cooperation and mutual triumphs. Lesnar gestured for Mon to. Both men sat down and looked at each other. Ultimately, after a brief period of silence, Mon disrupted the quiet as an agent for one of Roman Reigns' sons, started picking out words with care. He has an offer for. It was obvious that you, Lesnar, arched an eyebrow, was captivated by an offer. Why do you believe I might be interested? In all things said by Roman Reigns. Heyman drew nearer, his voice conspiratorial, as it involves more than this pertains to Roman legacy. Brock, the impacts you've had according to Roman, there is unresolved issues involving. Plus, he's aware that you're a guy who Roman regards you with respect because he appreciates respect to a greater extent than any competitor in this field. Lesnar's face became stern, yet he skipped the break. Heyman persisted in feeling as though he had the focus of Lesnar. I am suggesting momentary partnership, an item that could, to your mutual advantage. You two are truly exceptional leading figures in WWE at the moment. It is possible for you to alter the course of this company. Always, this isn't merely regarding finals or primary races. I am currently about ensuring your legacy will go on. He sat back, thinking about Heyman's defined as a partnership with. Even though it was unexpected, Reigns had a specific appeal that the two had to contend with several occasions, and there was a reciprocal admiration in spite of the intense antagonistic relationship. But are they actually compatible in relation to one another and Roman's interests? At last, Lesnar inquired about his tone. Skeptical Heyman flashed a hint of suspicion in his smile, astute look in his eyes. Someone must assist Roman. Someone who can eliminate a shared adversary, whose fear is non-existent. Uncertainty. Brock must accompany him. Attend to matters that are uniquely yours to solve the problem of Lesnar's common enemy. Fascination reached a high, but he wasn't quite persuaded that this average Heyman, the opponent, looked a little less happy. Supplanted by a serious expression, Lesnar furrowed his brow as Cody RHS him at the